Long before the NES was released, Nintendo found success when they began operating as a trading card company. Last time we talked a lot about Fushijiro Yamauchi, the founder of Nintendo, and how the Japanese mafia influenced the early days of Nintendo. Today, I want to talk about Nintendo's second president, Sekiro Yamauchi, and how Nintendo nearly collapsed under his leadership. Hey guys, Dylan from the Sedated Cyanic YouTube channel. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, so in 1929, Fushijiro wanted to retire, but he had no sons to inherit the business. Luckily for him, his daughter Tai had married Sekiro Kaneda. Due to Japanese custom, Sekiro was adopted by his father-in-law in 1907 in order to inherit Nintendo. So, Fushijiro left the company in 1929 and put his son-in-law in charge. Suddenly, Sekiro Yamauchi had complete control over the largest playing card company in Japan. In 1933, Yamauchi, now when I use the surname Yamauchi, it will always refer to whomever is the current president of Nintendo at the timeline. Right now, that's Sekiro Yamauchi. So anyway, in 1933, Yamauchi renamed the company Yamauchi and Nintendo Co. By 1947, Yamauchi opened a distribution business called Marufuku Co. Ltd. He named the business after the brand of Hanafuda that Nintendo was selling. Yamauchi made a lot of changes to the company during his time as president. One of the changes he made was that he created a distribution center with an assembly line to increase production and distribution. But he would soon hit a brick wall, as is typical of most market crashes, and we'll talk about the video game crash later. There was suddenly an oversaturation of Hanafuda in Japan. Many companies were trying to emulate Nintendo's success. Another issue the company had was the high quality of playing cards. Nobody was replacing their cards, which over time also decreased demand for Hanafuda. As a result, Nintendo released a cheaper, lower quality version of their Hanafuda. However, existing in such a niche market did not help Nintendo, and it seemed that the company was setting itself up for failure. Yamauchi attempted to make the company more successful, more profitable, but his failure to recognize the decreasing demand of playing cards would be his downfall. Well, if it wasn't for the stroke he suffered in 1948, much like his parents, he had no sons, only daughters. Luckily, he had a grandson, Hiroshi Yamauchi, and with no heir, Sekiro called his 21-year-old grandson to his bedside, and in 1949, Hiroshi Yamauchi became the president of Nintendo. Since Hiroshi had to leave his law degree at Waseda University to assume the position, he had one demand from his grandfather before he died. Hiroshi could be the only member of his family to work at the company. Hiroshi Yamauchi, Nepo baby against nepotism since 1949. During Yamauchi's early years at Nintendo, many did not take him seriously due to his young age and his lack of management experience, and was condescended for his notoriously imperialistic style that saw him fire longtime employees when a strike for better working conditions occurred, and a product never went to market unless he personally enjoyed the product. He eventually changed the name of the company to Nintendo Karuta. Due to the taboo of gambling and the scarcity of demand for Hanafuda, Yamauchi needed a way to increase demand for his products. In 1959, Yamauchi traveled to America and met with Walt Disney. At the time, Disney was making collectible plastic cards with different Disney characters on them, and Yamauchi signed a licensing agreement with Disney to market these cards in Japan. This venture resulted in unprecedented 600,000 units sold in 1 year. Nintendo once again had control of the Japanese playing card market. Suddenly, Yamauchi changed the name of the company once again to Nintendo Company Limited and took the company public, making himself chairman. However, Yamauchi would return to America to visit the US playing card company in Cincinnati, the largest manufacturer of playing cards in the world. He quickly realized how small the market for playing cards truly was when he saw the size of the warehouse in Cincinnati. Upon returning to Japan, Yamauchi decided to diversify the company. At this point, Nintendo was trying to do anything to make money. They took ownership of a taxi company that never got off the ground because Yamauchi was constantly butting heads with the union for taxi drivers. Nintendo made instant rice cookers, vacuum cleaners, and allegedly owned a chain of love hotels, which Yamauchi allegedly frequented. I use the term allegedly because while Nintendo has never publicly denied rumors that they owned a chain of love hotels, there is no public record they ever did. So either they didn't, or they did a really good job of covering up the fact that they did. Love hotels are notorious for prostitution and gambling, so it would make sense why Nintendo would not want to be associated with them. All of these ventures failed and ultimately led to the company almost filing for bankruptcy. It was just then that an unknown janitor would soon become one of the most important faces in the company. Gunpei Yokoi was on his break playing with a toy he had made. It was a simple extending arm that he used to amuse himself during his breaks. Yamauchi saw this as the next big thing. And before long, the Ultra Hand was sweeping Japan. Yamauchi found success outside of playing cards, toy making, and with a foothold in retail shops as well as a distribution network already established, nothing was stopping Nintendo from achieving great success. And as time would tell, Gunpei Yokoi would be credited as saving Nintendo and leading the company to end the video game crash of 1983. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you follow me on all of the socials at SedatedCyanic, and make sure you subscribe and turn notifications on so you can continue following along with this series. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.